Hello folks, and welcome to a new series here. We're going to be doing Divinity Original Sin. I've played this game before, but I actually haven't beaten it yet. So I was thinking of things I could potentially do, and you know what? I decided this is something I should probably look into doing. So since most of my stuff lately has been Star Wars themed, I figure we'll try to build something of a complementary class setup here. So our two main people are going to be kind of Sith related, and then the two companions that I take will kind of fill the role of more of like a stormtrooper, I'm thinking. But let's get started here. So our first character, let's see. So for this one, I'm going to go with one of my old... Well, actually, you know what? This will be the main character, so this will actually be Tempest, and we'll actually change her to him. Oh, all the way down at the bottom. So Tempest was one of my main Dark Jedi characters that I had back in RPG World doing my Star Wars roleplay. What kind of voice do I want to do for him?
A whetstone, quite useful for a war-weary blade.
Yeah, no, that's not it.
I may have a blade or two that could use a honing.
Possibly?
What can I cook up today?
Careful!
A whetstone wheel. Now, what do I have that needs sharpening?
Well, let's go with the rogue voice. AI personality. I think I'm going to go with no AI for both. That way I'm not... Well, actually, I'll do no AI for this one because this one is more representative of one of my own personal characters. I will do an AI on the second character, but it's going to still be relatively... I might just go with like the loyal AI. Alright, so Tempest here, what's a good... We'll go with August Sun. Let's go with this one for his look. And then the hair. Unfortunately, I'll say the character customization options in Original Sin are not as good as they are in Original Sin 2. Original Sin 2 is much better, but it is what it is. You know, certainly Original Sin was kind of one of those games that was definitely a little experimental, but I'll say overall was pretty good. All right, so the baseline here. You know what? Let's... Got cleric. Got the fighter. You know what? Let's go for a knight, but I'm going to change up his starting skills and all of that. So let's remove these points as a baseline. Going to have a decent amount of intelligence. Constitution, not so much. We'll have a bit of strength. So dexterity here determines range damage. So you really don't need dexterity at all. Actually, it does a little bit more than just range damage. I think it goes into things related to stabbing as well, I think. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's solely with Original Sin 2. But yeah, let's... Actually, you know what? Let's go all the way into intelligence. Abilities now. We're going to take away some of these. Alright, so for our abilities... Tempest was definitely more of kind of Aerithurge related would be it. So we'll do 1 point there. Geomancer to throw like rocks and all that. And then I kind of want to do Man-at-Arms. Or would I do more of a Scoundrel? I think I'll do those two for now. Willpower, yes. Should I do single-handed damage? Because at least the way I played him, his lightsaber form was a Taru, which is kind of more of a single-handed form. So you know what? We'll go with a Taru with single-handed damage. And then he didn't really use armor much. So I think instead I think I'm probably going to have him use mostly... mostly just focus on the shield here. I don't know if that's a good build or not for this. We'll find out, obviously. Personality stuff, he's not really going to have anything. Craftsmanship, same thing. I'm going to put the crafting and blacksmithing focused on my other characters, I think. Let's see, talents. So we automatically have... Well, let's see. We can get rid of what a rush and... Backstabber, no, I don't know if I want to do that. Bully is nice. So we'll do that. Don't want to do Lone Wolf because of how we're playing here. I'm also doing this on Classic mode, which is the somewhat more difficult mode. It's not Explorer mode, but... let's see... Far Out Man? Yes. Increases the range of spells and scrolls by 2 meters. Alright, now for our abilities. So I want to do teleportation. Shocking Touch? I'm kind of tempted to do. Bitter Cold, not so much. Thunder Jump could be useful. Actually, Thunder Jump seems to do more damage. So we'll do Thunder Jump, actually. And then Boulder Bash. Alright, that should be good for all of our abilities here. Let's go to our next character. And so our next character is going to be Vicky. Based off of Vicky Manda, my old... she was pretty much an apprentice to Tempest here. And she was pretty much based off of what Saris was in, if you've ever played Jedi Knights Dark Forces 2. That's what she was based off of. So we'll even give her that look. Let's see. Hair color. Go with the blonde. Summer Wheat Blonde. That should work. Golden Touch hair. That should be good. Anything different with the head? I don't think so. Yeah, we'll just stay with head one. Okay, now for the voice.
Better to detonate that mine safely than trip over it myself.
No.
Have I got anything that needs a good firing?
Possibly.
What can I cook up today?
Hold!
Perhaps I can detonate that explosive from a...
Have I got anything that needs a good firing?
I think the closest to Saris would be the rogue voice, so we'll go with that. Now for the personality. We got Loyal, Random, Knight, Rascal, Maniac, Judge, Priest, Free Spirits. We'll go with Loyal. She was relatively loyal to Tempest, in at least how I played her. Skills now. Alright. Speed actually would be useful. Oh, and actually, you know what? Oh, hold on. Let me just do this real quick. I should set up her base class. So I could go with Knight, which is kind of more suitable for her, if that's what I'm going to do. Two-handed we can keep. Armor Specialist, yes. Bodybuilding, I'm not sure. Skills, we'll do Man-at-Arms, and then I think I will put her with Hydrosophist to do some healing. Personality? Leadership, not really. I could go with Bartering. Although actually Charisma would be useful. And given that... so Vicky was also my Shido character. Pretty much a changeling. You know what? We'll go with Charisma. I think that will be useful. If I do this in... Well, the only problem with doing this in Original Sin 2 is they only really give you one person to work with as far as changing. Initially. Alright, so if I do 7 Strength, 6 Intelligence, 6 Constitution, and 6 Speed. It's definitely a lot more basic, but we'll see what we can do. Opportunist, yes, that would be nice. Should I do Bully? It does increase more damage. You know what? We'll do it. Okay. For our abilities, I want to do Crushing Fist. Encourage. I don't know if I want to do Encourage. Power Stance. The problem there is it reduces the chance to hit, which honestly is a very useful thing. Divine Light decreases bodybuilding and willpower. Honestly, that's really not too useful. Let's look at our healing abilities. So regeneration, yes. Do I want to do Rain? Rain does get some uses, and honestly, it could go together well with Tempest Aerothurge stuff, especially as we level it up. The only other thing I can think of is either Battering Ram, which does have some uses, although actually it's not as good as Crushing Fist. Yeah, you know what? We'll go for Rain. I'm saying that'll be the good one. I mean, well, Freezing Touch would be good for stalling enemies too. Arg! Arg, I say. You know what? We'll do Freezing Touch, because she's going to be up close and personal. Eventually, we'll get Rain. And then abilities. So we said Armor Specialist, two-handed. Another option would be to get her sneaking, but you know what? We'll stay with Charisma. Alright, so our characters are made. Vicky and Tempest. Let's go ahead and get started here.
In the days of old, the Sorcerers of Rivellon cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The Sorcerers who once healed now only destroy, and madness has overtaken them. A few brave Source Hunters are all that stand between Rivellon and the dark power that threatens to destroy it. Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
One thing that I never seem to have found an answer for yet is kind of what's the difference between Source magic and regular magic.
Rise and shine, Master Source Hunters. The Captain wants you up on deck. Hear them calls? Means we're close to shore. I don't ever you go in there, Master Source Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry enough for blood. But you're supposed to investigate that murder, ain't you? They say it's Source that did the Counselor in. Source in a city like Sicil, nowhere safe anymore. Here they are, Captain Sir.
God's blessings on you, hunters. You'll be happy to hear we've reached Sicil. But there's trouble offshore, so we'll have to sail in carefully. Here, have a look. Those are orc ships, and they're blocking our passage. We'll get you as close to the city as we can, and drop you off on the beach. Be wary now. Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the loose. If we're to get justice for the Counselor, you'll have to keep your wits about you. May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunters.
Here's another question. Why is it that pirates and, like, you know, a lot of seafaring people, why are they always missing an eye? Like, what is it about traversing the sea? Oh, wait. I think I've actually heard of this before. The patch isn't so much because they're missing an eye. It's to give them better night vision, I think. Actually is what I think it is, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's not that they're missing eyes, it's just, you know, different purposes. Alright, so here we are. Let's go ahead and do a quick save. And then we will go out and explore. Now the nice thing about Divinity Original Sin is there's all different ways that you can play this game. You can do it by avoiding a lot of
If I
combat.
didn't know there were orc ships raiding to the west, I'd mistake this for a placid beach.
At least the orcs make a bit of noise when they attack. It's dark-dealing sorcerers that'll strike with neither warning nor mercy.
You can avoid combat, but you know that's not the Dark Jedi way. We're gonna be going in. I'm also not entirely sure why I'm picking up all these shells. I know like using the shells gives a boost to water resistance. Did I just hear someone? Also, I'm doing this with a controller because I just like the feel of this game with a controller more than mouse and keyboard. Don't ask me why. It just, I don't know. I'll definitely give that this game was made with a good mixture of...
What's it doing here alone?
What, did you expect it to have an entourage?
It's a good mixture between the controller and the mouse and keyboard. Like, it is... If you play this game on console, I find that it's very easy working with the controls. So this guy, this little book is pretty much saying that, let's see, he rejoiced for the statues have granted my wish. Pretty much they said that he could fly. Apparently he tried to fly. And well, we can see that it did not work.
Can you believe this? The man jumped off a cliff at the behest of some statues, of all things. Agreed.
Oh, I forgot. It doesn't actually
But a
say.
little proof
Like,
goes a long way for the rational mind.
so pretty much I said pure madness that he would jump like that at the behest of some statues. Sometimes you get both characters speaking, and then sometimes you don't. That's perhaps one complaint I have a little bit is when that happens, which I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen this backpack before. How have I... what? I guess it shows up on... so if you hit like the right trigger, you can actually see some of the stuff that's on the ground. It's a nice little way to help. You can also, at least again, using the controller, hold down A to search the area. So if you sneak through here, there's a whole different thing that can happen, but we're gonna stumble upon them.
Source hunters, how did they find us?
Take the stone to the temple. These whelps will be easy to crush.
As you say, Madam Connier.
I wonder if it's possible for me to get some robes like this. I really hope so, because I want to get some robes like that.
Arise, fair dead. Seize upon our enemies.
Now, I will say one of the reasons I've decided to play this game is... oh, I don't have my shield. Oh, maybe I went with the wrong class. I wanted to go with one that was single-handed. Apparently, oh well. I think I'll eventually find a sword around here. Anyways, going back to what I was saying. So, even though one of the reasons that I'm playing this game is I want to finish it, I'm not entirely sure if I will in this playthrough, just because... at least not soon, because the new Stellaris DLC is coming out relatively soon, and well, it actually comes out on April 15th, so I have a whole idea of things I want to do with it. Because I just love the idea behind the DLC, becoming the Crisis and all that, so we're definitely going to be checking that out as soon as it comes out. Alright. So both of these are the same. Where they're... oh, we missed.
Reach your demise!
Move a little bit closer. He's still down, so we can beat him up. This is where Bully comes in handy. That extra 50% to whack on him. Oh no! Don't poke me. Alright, not bad at all. I mean, obviously
Their
that
leader
was...
said something about escaping with a stone.
Stolen from this dungeon, I imagine. Can we get inside?
It was definitely the lighter version of events, but... Or the easier version of events.
Those thieves were more than petty criminals. Their leader gave life to the dead. What stone could they have been so keen on taking?
We can't well turn away from such an odious show of source. Let's investigate the tomb and see what answers it might reveal.
Indeed. For all we know, these dark-dealing thieves may be involved with Councillor Jake's murder.
Alright, anything to pick up? No. Let's go over to Vicky real quick and use her healing. Now, eventually I'll want to get Cure Wounds as well, because that's one of the few abilities that you can use outside of combat, outside of its cooldown. So you can use that to heal up your party real quick. There ain't much I can do there, unfortunately. Because neither of us have lockpicking. Or did that thing just tell me to attack the chest? I don't remember if attacking the chest opens things up or not. Unfortunately not. Oh wait, it did. Disregard. Okay, reminder to future self. You can attack a chest and get stuff from it. We got some old cloth bracers. Unfortunately, it's pretty much the same as what we normally have. Now, another thing that you can do in this game is called Pet Pal. So you can actually, if you pick up that trait, you can actually talk to animals. Sometimes it provides different information. Sometimes it's just for filler. But either way, it is interesting. Now this area is pretty much a tutorial area.
Mine in the middle of our path.
Someone must have an interest in protecting whatever's kept here.
So the general thing with all of this is just to get you acquainted with the game, the basics and all that. So nothing too difficult. There is something that you can do with skulls. I want to say you can grind them up with a mortar and pestle into like bone dust, and then you can put that together with other things. It's another fun thing that this game has, is just the amount of crafting that you can do as well. Definitely something that I enjoy. Found an old wooden air wand. Interesting. And there's different weapons that you can use in this game. Nothing as far as like firearms go, but you have crossbows, you have regular bows, you have staves, which
heard there's
are
more to a king's tomb than meets the eye.
It could be a myth, or it could be our lucky day.
staves, which do various kinds of elemental damage and are meant for up close, but they also give you a special attack. This one here, the Staff of Magus, which uses the stave's elemental damage as a once a turn ranged attack. Alright, fly agaric mushroom, I think we can use that. Old parchments. Gravekeeper Rage Quinn. Tend the graves in the antechamber before moving into the inner rooms. To proceed, stand very close to the impressed door and press the button that appears on its right hand side. So, I think this way?
I've spotted something interesting.
Yeah, I will definitely say that I like this game. Even though it has a turn-based combat system, which is something that I'm not the biggest fan of.
Such use for long.
But the way that they do it in Divinity Original Sin, and Original Sin 2, is it does have a good flow to it. So I definitely like that about the game. I like the ingenuity that the various enemies have when it comes to dealing with you. What? Oh, I'm too weak. Vicky, can you do it? No? Okay, well, I guess we just have to attack it then. This is where I should have gotten rain. I mean, we have the scroll for it, but I kind of want to use that for something later. This definitely isn't a blind playthrough. At least not in the sense of entirely blind. There will be a point in this game where I do not know what I'm doing, but that's going to be a little while.
Careful now, that's a trap.
Search for the key for this chest. Ornate chest. Where is the key? Well, we got this trap disarm kits. Disarm. Still haven't found it yet. Well, let's look around a little. If we find it, great. If not, I'll just break it open. Got some lockpicks over here. That might help. I think you can actually use lockpicks even if you don't have the skill. But you can only do the very basic level of locks. Which is kind of another thing that goes into this game, is it does encourage you to try and boost out some of those lesser skills. Things like crafting and all that definitely come in handy. Got a little fireball scroll. Not looking to set that on fire if possible. Though we may have to. Let's separate out and do a quick save. Just in case we blow ourselves up, which is... Actually, I should not be doing this with Tempest, to be honest. So my idea is... Actually, no, that doesn't work. Nope, this is going to... She is going to die. Well, we found the... Oh no! Okay, let's do a quick load. So if I had done that just completely with Vicky, we would have been okay, but... Go in, get through this, get through this, heal. Oh god, she's going to die. Yeah, the poison's still gonna kill her.
On the men!
Or maybe she's going to survive. It's gonna be close. She survived! Hooray! Now we gotta do the slow parts. Yeah, this is where Cure Wound comes in handy because you can use that multiple times. Can't do it with regeneration, unfortunately. But once we get enough gold going, we'll be okay.
As good as
Let's get back together. Another fun thing about this game is it does kind of implement a few different strategic elements to it as well. We got a fishing rod, but I don't believe there's any manner of fishing in this game. It's just a second manner of two-handed weapon.
I feel better already.
All right, Vicky is all healed. That is good. Do our little quick save again.
I feel better already.
I'm thinking of how long to do these episodes. Initially, I was thinking an hour. Then I was thinking maybe just 30 minutes. But I think I might just go back to the hour. And then just pray that hopefully everything goes together real well. Because if I do just 30 minutes, I know I'm not going to be anywhere close to completing this game by the time the Nemesis DLC comes out. If I do hours, that gets me closer. Obviously, it's more to upload, and obviously, it's more
something interesting
to record and all that. But
I've spotted something.
It might work. So yeah, these little traps on the ground, if possible, you just want to throw something onto them, and that prevents them from spewing out their stuff anymore. I want to say there is something you can do with that pillow. Oh, if I get a knife, I think I can make cloth scraps from it, which you can use to do some crafting.
Shh, I think I hear voices downstairs.
The last thing we need is to surprise another angry summoner.
Alright, so let's go sneaky sneaky. And when you do become sneaky sneaky, the other person that's in your party won't do anything.
I sense enemies nearby.
Alright, so this is what we need the fireball for. Fireball right onto those guys. Sets them on fire and sets the oil that they were on fire. And now we just gotta wait for that to cool off so we don't burn ourselves to death. So here's a little crafting book. If you read it, you get crafting recipes. The only problem though is they don't sell for much. So really what I usually do is just read it. And then you get your little recipes and you're good to go. Rift Ugglers. Immunity to blind. Hurts movement, hearing, and sight? What? What? But they help Lucky Charm. What is the purpose of this then? Oh my god. Okay, I have definitely never found this thing before. Yeah, that is totally an Easter egg sort of item. It might be from one of the DLCs for this game. There's like some very basic DLC that this game has. Alright, so we have a couple platforms we gotta put stuff on. Or put ourselves on. Generally best bet, just move some items onto it. Sometimes certain items like those broken vases actually won't be heavy enough for them. We get this thing? Yeah, we did, okay. Got a lot of stuff over here. Stunning arrowhead, those. I think we have a cooking pot already, right? Yes, okay. And nothing of use over here. But yeah, I'll say I do enjoy the general style of this game. I do wonder why I haven't completed it though. Like, there's certainly a reason I haven't completed it. What it is, I don't know though. It could just be a matter of me not entirely feeling content with the builds that I do. Now, certainly Divinity Original Sin 2 has a bit of a solution to that in the sense that you can re-roll your characters. I don't think Original Sin 1 has that option, but I may be mistaken. Oh no, it's a ghost.
A living rat dares disturb the slumber of the dead. A thieving fool insults the sanctity of the grave. The Bloodstone Defiler, where is it?
Bloodstone, I know not what you speak.
I suppose you only crept among these sacred tombs for leisure. I suppose you had no lust for the treasure of the dead. Ha!
I met a trio of strange cult-like figures before the entrance of this tomb. They seem to have a precious stone in their possession. I don't know where exactly we saw that, but... Oh wait, no, they did mention something about that when they were running, didn't they?
Strange indeed. Robed indeed. Your tricks will not save you from retribution, deceiver. The Bloodstone, deliver it now and I may deign to end you quickly.
And who are you?
In life, I toil to care for these holy grounds. In death, I protect them from profaners and poachers. The legacy of Cecile is mine to preserve. Her traitors are mine to destroy.
Alright, well, I'll take my leave then.
Run if you like, Defiler. Whichever way you take leads you to the grave.
And of course, he has his little ads that join him. Alright, let's start with a Crushing Fist. Take one of these archers out of action. Another thing too, you'll notice that if I hover over this character and then this one, to the left is a number that indicates their level. You definitely want to try avoiding attacking people that are a higher level than you, because there are some big hits that you take to fighting such people. Because you generally take a big hit to your chance to hit them. Oh no, we got into his attack of opportunity range. Well, let's see if we can freeze him. Failed. Oh no. Well, there's nothing else that Vicky can do. I can do Thunder Jump here though. That'll get me over to the other one and almost wipe him out. No, Vicky, bleeding all over the place. And took him out.
Death never dies, fool. Death in 1,000 forms rules all.
And he's become a ghost now.
Eternal silence awaits you.
But we can smack the ghost. Alright. Let's grab any of the stuff here. We got a two-handed practice sword. Is that better or worse than what we have? Source Hunter's two-hander. It is better. Now, the only problem, though, is it is a higher level. So, using it will actually increase the AP, our action points to attack, by 1. And that's enough that it could make a big dent in what we do. So, I'm actually going to hold off from doing anything more there. Kind of want to give... Oh yeah, that's a good look. We'll go with the aged robe look for Tempest here, even if he is going to have less armor. But his general thing is going to be more deflecting attacks for his defense. And Vicky will be more the armor, along with our two other characters.
Here lies Master Ragequin's first apprentice, killed by a falling corpse.
Well, that's unfortunate. Now, the stuff about the Bloodstones, we will get into more of that as we progress through the story. Don't want to spoil it too much yet, though, if you've never been through the story, which I assume probably a good portion of my viewers here haven't necessarily played this game. But I'll say it's definitely worth it. Alright, well, here's a chance to be evil.
Hold it right there, orc scum! No one slips past the Legion unchallenged. Calm down, Juniors. Doesn't look like one of them orcs to me. Not a single horn in sight, you know.
Just hold your tongue with you, Bibius. Can't be too careful. We are sworn to protect Sightseal.
We are here on Source Hunter business. Here are our orders.
So, you're Sourcerers, are you? And how are we supposed to verify that's true? We can't read, my friend. So for all we know, those papers say you're a polymorph parrot on the lookout for a 2-bedroom birdcage. They don't prove a thing.
You know what? We'll take you two to the wizard. I know he reads. He has books large as a house, that one. Yeah, he'll squeeze the truth out of you, one way or another.
I don't need an escort, especially not a drunken one. Back off or face me.
And face me too. You two are a disgrace to your uniforms.
You defy the Legion, will you? The punishment for that offense is death.
Alright, well, we got a couple of drunkards here that we're gonna beat up. Now, being drunk, increases lucky charm, but hits like everything else.
7, crush you like an ant.
A little boulder to bring down upon them. If I had some fire, it would go real well. Unfortunately, no fire though. Well, this is actually kind of nice. We're just outside of range of the oil, so we can still hit them with our sword. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that when I go from the two-handed sword to the one-handed sword. I may have to get closer.
The time of your death is at hand.
Chaos grips my hands today.
Missed.
Oh, come on. That's why sometimes you want to just go for the abilities, because the abilities generally won't miss, for the most part.
Well, there we have it. 2 dead legionnaires.
They deserved it, the cretins.
Right you are. I'll not shed tears for the likes of them.
Actually, I think I remember now why both characters aren't talking, or why my character doesn't have a voice. It's because I set an AI for the other character, so my character just ends up automatically saying his thing. All right, so crafting and cooking with Meridino. So we get iron shaft, or not iron shaft, arrow shaft, tomato sauce, cheese bread dough, pizza dough, and dough. Lots of dough, pretty much. Oh, fish pie dough. Oh, and the elemental quarterstaff. I want to say you can do the quarterstaff with a shell, or at least you can in Original Sin 2. It's not giving me many options though. I want to say that's because I just don't have a good crafting skill. That eventually, as my crafting goes up, whether it be with this character or someone else, then things will improve. Or, well, not things will improve, but recipes that I've found will unlock. Alright, let's do some leveling up. Now, one other thing that happens with this game is as you level up, you get different things. So sometimes you get attributes, sometimes you get abilities, sometimes you get talents. For the attributes, for Tempest here, speed increases my number of moves. Perception is initiative and critical chance. Initiative is pretty much where you are on the battle map. Constitution is your maximum AP, but also vitality. I think I'll do 1 point into intelligence for now. And then abilities. I'm already doing single-handed. I think the abilities I will just hold off on for the moment. Or should I do Man-at-Arms? I'll hold off for the moment to decide what I want to do with it. So confirm changes there for Vicky. Weapons, nothing really to do there. Defense, she's not going to be using her shield, so that's really not much of a concern. Bodybuilding, I probably should do this. Or is there anything here that I would want to do? Witchcraft has some unique abilities and is also good for doing spawns. Geomancer has spawns. Maybe I'll wait as well. At least till I have a fuller understanding of what I want to do with it. Alright, so we already have a hammer, correct? If I organize by type, yes we do. Okay, so I don't need another hammer. I'll grab the branch because that can be useful for crafting. And then there's a big ass orc ship that decides to land. Unfortunately, we're a little close, which is not good. But they're going off to take on some of the other legionnaires here. Alright, so I am going to use a boulder bash on this guy.
Rivellon, I call you home to the earth.
I do have a little firestorm grenade. Unfortunately, it takes 3 AP to use, and I don't have that, so that will be it for that. Let's use a crushing fist on our orc shaman. Take that out of the fight. Now, when I went to do that, I did see, yeah, I have less of a chance to knock down. So I'm probably going to want to raise Vicky's strength a little bit here. It is definitely neat seeing the AI contributed a little bit. The only problem that happens with Divinity Original Sin sometimes is the AI gets stuck. Now eventually they clear themselves out and either just won't do anything or we'll just find something to happen, but they do sometimes get stuck, which is disappointing. Alright, let's do a thunder jump. Get a couple hits there. And fortunately we did not oil ourselves. A nice bully hit on the orc shaman, but it's not quite dead. Definitely using crowd control spells or abilities is very useful in this game. So never underestimate that power.
7, aid me.
No, bastard.
7, have mercy on your soul.
Well, I think we're going to do this without losing anyone here. Now, another thing you could do, and sometimes this works, sometimes this doesn't, is throwing people onto other people. I don't think it's going to work, though, because this is the closest I can get, and it still seems like it's not to me. We'll throw him over. Oh, it did hit him. Okay, cool. So we did some extra damage there against the orc. Vicky will do some healing for herself, and the Legionnaires should finish off that orc there.
Did you see that? Those orcs had a human commander.
How very curious. And how very disquieting.
One day come.
Is he going to go looking for those people? You know, I've never actually followed to see what happens there. Let's go do that. See if he sees the dead bodies, and if he does, well, we'll just have to murder a witness. I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen. That we're gonna have to murder this legionnaire who decided to get a little nosy. And before I forget, let's go over to Vicky and raise her strength. So that way, yeah, her crushing fist now does 100% chance.
Hail, Source Hunter! Why, I don't think I could ask for a more welcome sight on these cursed beaches. The Legion welcomes you.
What happened here?
It's these orcs! Now they have bees in their bonnets about God only knows. We need every hand we can get. That rat-faced shaman of theirs even went to the trouble of launching a fireball at a ship in the harbor to the west of here.
A fireball? How are the sailors making out?
They may need help. I'd go myself, but we Legionnaires are under strict orders never to abandon our posts. Never. Hail,
yeah. So pretty much he doesn't seem to indicate anything. I mean, we could still murder him. I admit it is tempting. I could steal his gold.
What in the seven's name happened here?
Hey, stop that!
Well, I guess we're killing him anyways.
A trifle, my dear.
Smack him into the barrel. Now this guy is level 2, so he's... Well, actually, we're level 2 now. I forgot we did level up. Murdered. Now we can take his wooden logs. Not that there's a whole lot that we can do with it right now, but... should I grab his dagger too? Sure. Even though I'm not really doing anything with it right now, but... I haven't decided if I want to try to go anything with that route or not. And yeah, daggers do require dexterity. Although the basic dagger really doesn't require too much. One notable thing about Divinity, though, is when you do craft items, the items do generally take up like a high level of like strength versus some of the normal items that you find. So you gotta definitely keep up with those skills.
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's last mackerel. Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one conclusion. Source hunters have arrived in Sicil. You're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence in this troubled city.
I was summoned here by a cat.
So you were, and so you weren't. Behold, there we are. Meet my other half, Hunter. Ha ha! No need to look so flabbergasted. I may be a wizard rife with tricks and guile, but I assure you my plea is an earnest one. So, now that the cat is out of the bag, let us turn to the matter of Councillor Jake's murder.
All right, please tell me about the murder.
It's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. Visit the scene of the crime, and I'd bet sardines for salad you'll say the same.
So many cat jokes. Oh my goodness.
Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all but the undead.
Well, I think that's all for now. So one thing you can do is you can trade with him. He's got some stuff. Actually, I can sell some stuff to him as well. Anything good to sell, though? I don't want to sell the antique plate armor. The Source Hunter breastplate. I think I'll sell the Source Hunter breastplate. Anything else? This Golden Grail I can sell. I don't think Vicky can sell stuff for anything better, so do the Golden Grail. I mean, she could probably sell it for a little bit because she has charisma, but probably not too much more. And I guess that is it. So of the Geomancer abilities that we can do, we have Bless. Let's see. Increases chance to hit by 30 for 5 turns. That's not bad. Boulder Bash, we've done. Fortify requires a higher level, but helps with armor rating. The only thing, that is a very expensive spell. Midnight Oil, I don't really need that. The Boulder Bash does that plenty. Petrifying Touch is adept. Magical Poison Earth. Summon Spider is very useful. The only thing is, I don't know if I necessarily want to rely on the summons. So
I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. And I'm certain we have a lot more to talk about. Feel free to visit me whenever you want. I've set up a workshop in the Legion's headquarters. Once you're there, just take the stairs, but do pay a visit to Aureus first. He may bark like a beagle with its tail stuck in the door, but you won't get very far in your investigation without speaking to the de facto leader of Sicil. And with that, I bid you adieu, Hunter. Adieu and good luck. May your enemies prove to be mere mice, and you the dauntless mouser.
And away he goes.
Undead. Orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap Ahu mentioned?
Alright, I was going to continue on, but I see some Stardust herb I want to grab. And there's a chest over here. Yeah, this game does definitely reward finding stuff. Now there's this little ship on fire. We're going to fix their issue they're having with our little rain scroll.
Gods weep upon the earth.
Even if we're not quite over there yet.
All the way to my boot sole.
But that little act there gave us 900 XP, so a nice little something. Not like completely super, but hey, we'll take it. And you can even go over here and talk to the people, and they'll be happy. Also, another thing. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say, it looks like we can take this stuff, but no, we cannot. Not without being considered thieves.
I don't know how you did that hocus pocus, but boy, am I grateful. Nothing worse than seeing a fine vessel like that disappear beneath the waves.
Well, how about that burning ship?
I thought the old girl's fate was sealed when the orc shaman set his fiery gaze on her sails, but you managed to rescue her from a watery grave. Closest thing to a miracle I've ever seen.
Well, glad to help. Alright, we got a fire arrow. We'll take that. Some poison arrows. Also, it's useful to grab these arrows. Unlike in, say, Skyrim, where you have to use bolts, you can use arrows with crossbows. Alright, this little chest we're gonna move over here. Don't worry, it's perfectly fine still.
Really?
Now...
The greatest warriors in Rivellon can't cross a rope?
The greatest warriors can't cross a rope. Nope, they cannot. Now these three guys, they're out of work because their ship went kaput.
Our home, our livelihood, all sunk in a matter of minutes, while we could do naught but look on.
What happened here?
These bleeding orcs. I can't keep off this place for the life of them. They came in here, slinging fireballs and swinging swords. Wasn't a thing we could do to defend ourselves.
So, about finding work.
With our ship gone, nothing for it but to get a job. Slim pickings around here, that's for sure. Maybe you could keep an eye out, though.
Well, we can keep an eye out and potentially get these guys a job. But that is going to be it here for today. So, we're gonna end it here, and then we'll move into Syceal to investigate the death of Counselor Jake. And, yeah, let me know what you think so far. Is this a series that you're going to be interested in? And what do you think of the hour-long playthrough as well? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Alright folks, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.